Okay, I'm going to give a little demonstration here to Mark. How are you doing today, Mark?
I'm doing well. Thanks for the demo, Steve.
This is the Nodes technology at nodes.net. And I want to say right up front that nodes.net and nodes.org work the same way, so you can use either one. And the first thing I'm going to do is show you this meta search capability here. If you just go to nodes.net, this will come up, and you can type in anything you want. For example, Vermont maple syrup. And it will search in Google to start with for Vermont maple syrup, right? And this is the first layer of the 10 layers that you have up here. Each one of these is a layer. And if I click Twitter, it should search Twitter for Vermont maple syrup. And what this is a modular approach to search. And it did, it searched Twitter. And then if I want images, I can have images of Vermont maple syrup. You see that? Loads and loads of images. Can you see the images?
I can.
And you
I'm
understand
curious what the green
the green
dot is.
lights? That means it's loaded. When you see the green light, you know that that layer has loaded. And there is a way to load all 10 at the push of a button. And if you hit the Z key, it says load all layers. And if you do that, it will load 10 layers in one window. And then you could just go over top with your mouse and it'll just flip right to them. This is a very powerful search interface. And if you want to change the module so that it has different search engines in it, you hit the create button and then you get into the designing a module. I know, that sounds a little bad, doesn't it? You'll notice at the end of these search strings here, there's a double brackets character. That's where your search terms will be inserted in the string. So whatever you type, that's where it goes in the search string. They call double brackets. And then you can save the module and you can publish it so other people can use it as well. I'm not going to spend much time on module creation, but it also gives you an option for a pop-up window and for an audio file and a video file. So you can do audio, video, and pop-up. And Metacode has not been implemented yet, but Metacode is basically your own custom JavaScript in the page. So it gets into some pretty advanced concepts. But here, for example, I could go over here to this. This is modules that I've created already. And I could say, oh, I'm going to go to the meta module. Now all of these search engines are gone, and we have different search engines like Metacrawler and Mama and Real Term. So I'm still searching for Vermont maple syrup, but now I'm searching in these search engines, you understand?
I see.
And I have my own personal modules here too. And you can have loads of them, of whatever search engines you want or whatever websites you want. Now I'm going to show you how this works from the command line. If you want to search for, give me something to search for. What should I search for?
Let's just search for acupuncture.
Acupuncture. I don't know if that's spelled right. ACCUPUNCTURE?
I think it's more common with one C.
Okay, let's see what happens. Not much. There it is. It is 1C. You're right. So I think I saw a bug there too. It did not automatically start searching in Google, and it should have. Oh, it did this time. And it did. Oh, there it did. It remembered it. So you see your recent searches in here too. Okay. You may also notice that you see other people's searches in here because it's an open data system. Now this is going to cause some people to have heart attacks, I know. But you can see what other people are searching for as well as yourself. And it will, when it's all done, record your searches and mine, and just show yours if that's what you want, or show everybody's, or show your friends, whatever you want to see. It would be kind of nice to know what your friends are searching for, wouldn't it?
I suppose it would be.
You're friends for a reason, right? You
If they don't
probably
mind me taking a look at their search terms.
Or if you're in a group, a collaborative group, and you want to see what the other people in the group are searching for.
Certainly that could be very useful.
Yeah. So, okay, so it's an open data system. That's the key thing you need to remember about nodes. We're trying to give away as much data as we possibly can. Now, so that's one way you can search. You could say search nodes.net/acupuncture. You can also do, I want to start with the news module and search for acupuncture. So this should load the news module. Oh, there it is. And it should start out searching at Google News. Let's see if it does. I think Google News doesn't like what I'm doing, and they stopped it. They stopped doing it. Maybe that's what's going on. Yeah, it says it is, but it's not. In other words, they can detect whether they're operating in a layer and prevent you from getting the results. So there's all kinds of little games going on the web.
But now, using the modules, we can define whatever search engine we want to use, correct?
Yeah, or just a website. So let me show you what a MetaLink is. japancrisis.nodes.org is a MetaLink, and it will point to a meta module. There's the module coming up, and the module syntax is the name of the user, that's me, Steve Moyer, and a colon, and then the name of the module, Japan Crisis. So this is basically a module all about what's going on in Japan right now with the nuclear accident and the earthquake and the tsunami. And it starts on a Google page with news items and so forth. And then you can go over to the Japanese English television station and watch television. You can go to The Guardian, you can go to Twitter, you can go to various different sites. There's the big newspaper in Japan, Asahi. So again, you have 10 layers. Now these aren't all search engines, you understand. They're just websites. So you don't have to enable search in a module. You can just take people to 10 websites. And that's useful all on its own. And I'll show you another good use of it, which is my own personal, and this is another MetaLink, steve.nodes.net. Notice when I type these, it comes up right away. I don't have to actually type the whole thing, steve.nodes.net. So here it goes to nodes.net, Steve Moyer, that's me, and then it goes to Steve Moyer, which is the module name. So this is my personal module. It popped open a window which takes you to Facebook, my Facebook page, okay? That's a pop-up window. That's me. I'm going to minimize that. And then it takes you to the 10 layers for me. So you can see, for example, here's my Twitter, and this is when I ran for the Senate in 2006. This is Synergy Nation, a project I have, and this is my blog, okay? So you can have, if you have 10 different websites on different networks like LinkedIn and MySpace and Facebook and so forth, you can have 10 of them here in one page, and somebody can really get to know you pretty quick by going to 10 things that you have set up on the internet in various different websites. You understand?
I do.
Yeah, so this is my mailing list, and you can read all the emails I've ever sent to people who want to know what I'm thinking, and so forth. So you can really find out a whole lot about me pretty darn quick with a module approach. And lots of us have more than one website. Now the nice thing about these I'll show you, I'll get into the MetaLinks now, because this is really where the cool thing is, as far as something.
Hey, before we move on, can I ask a real quick question?
Yeah.
Just curious, in that last instance, did you predefine specific web pages themselves, or are you searching for a term within a particular web domain or a particular page?
Both. Some of those are predefined, and some of them are searches.
So there's quite a bit of flexibility there.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of flexibility. I originally designed it so that you could do 10 searches. But then when I got into it, I said, hey, I don't necessarily want to do a search. I may just want to go to a website like here, this gold price site, right? I just want to know what the price of gold is. And then if you go to economy.nodes.net, it will load a module for the economy, which will include the gold price as one of the 10 layers. Here it comes. Gold price is going to come up in the first layer at get-go. And then the stock markets. You can click stock markets, say, what's the stock market doing today? And energy, what's the oil price, right? And Bloomberg News, that's business news, and Business Week, and Economist, and Google Finance, and so forth. So you could take this module, you say, well, I like, 4 or 5 of the links in here, but I want to put 3 or 4 of my own links in here. Then you'd have your own module that would work for you or anyone else. It's open data, so we know we can use each other's modules. And each module is basically the starting point for a search engine, if you can think about it that way. If you went through every one of these and you said, I want to get every link off of every one of these pages and follow those links and go 3 levels deep, you'd have a search engine. Basically. So you're designing a search engine when you design a module. You're saying, these are my start points for the spider. You know what spiders are?
I do.
Yeah, so that's basically the start points for a spider. Give me the start points. Now, of course, I'm thinking in terms of, there's thousands of people doing this and we're hundreds of thousands of modules or whatever. Okay, so we're going to have a lot of modules for any one word, like economy, right? Now we can figure out what's a good search engine for the economy. And that's where the endorsement feature comes in. If you like this module, you can say, I'm going to endorse this module. And that's the idea there, is that you come up and you say, hey, I like this module, this is a good module. And if I say it's a good module, then sooner or later we have like a kind of a democracy going on to figure out, well, what are the good modules? What are the good links for starting? And then you have a whole new search paradigm. You're not just looking at the web through an idea like Google where we index everything. Well, no, you look like, well, who are the people who are indexing things about the economy? Well, I want to get about a dozen of those together and see where it takes me, right?
So it's almost a form of peer review.
Yeah.
But for the commoner.
Yeah. And you have to have an account, so I know who you are. It's, again, open data, and you can see my profile. I can see your profile. And let's see if I can pull up a few interesting little links here. Colors.nodes.net. You'll notice that when I type these, they show up because I've been there before, and the browser remembers where I've been. This is HTML color names. Can you see that? If you're a programmer, you can very easily say, oh, that's very nice. And then I'm going to say, okay, weather.nodes.net. Usually I only have to type 2 or 3 characters and it comes up because I've been there before. This works much better than putting something at the end of a URL, like tinyurl.com/weather. You see what I'm saying? This is the way to do it. There's the Burlington weather, right? Now here's a good, easy, nice little thing I could show you too, and that is like, let's say Canada. Did I spell Canada wrong? Canada.wolf.nodes.org. Again, it doesn't matter if I use nodes.org or nodes.net to do the same thing. But this is a very interesting search engine. This it's going to give us statistics about, statistics about Canada. It compiles statistics on lots of different levels. Here it comes. wolframalpha.com. It's a new search engine I discovered recently. And it starts out by giving you a little bit of data about it, and then it gives you maps, and it gives you population density and languages and stuff like that. It gives you a lot of statistics, all right? And then you can go to, well, here's all the ones that I've got in there. Let's see. What do we got? We got Wikipedia, Wiki, News, Define, IMDb, Weather, Factbook, Blogs, YouTube. So what that means is at any point here I could put in a word like love.define.nodes.org and it'll go and get the definition of love from the dictionary. You notice how I'm...
What were we just looking at there, Steve?
That was the actual code.
Okay.
That's the PHP script.
So you're editing the code on the fly and then reloading it?
At the moment, I'm hard coding these things, but there's going to be a database for all these words that you put in the second position. We have 45 seconds left, and we're done. So let's say, what's the last one to do here? IMDb. Let's see what kind of love.imdb.nodes.org we get. Now I'm searching the IMDb database, the Internet Movie Database, for the word love. And I constructed the search right on the fly. And look at that, we have movies about love.
Oh, look at that. All right.
All right, we got 20 seconds left. Do you have any comments?
I got to say, I'm looking forward to actually getting my hands on this when it's ready.
Okay.
I could use it for reference through scientific literature and medical literature.
Yeah,
Very good.
and to index whatever, we can add whatever databases we need.